Hey, what is good, my friends? Traj here, back with some more No Rest for the Wicked content. These devs have been absolutely on fire with now 5 hot fixes since their early access dropped 7 days ago. So just about every single day they're pushing out a hot fix, and it's not just like one small bug fix. It's a massive patch for when it comes to performance, audio polishing, bug fixes, quality of life additions, new shields. So they've already added new gear. So the devs are absolutely on fire. I wanted to say that in the beginning here, but in this video we'll keep it short and sweet. We're going to dive into all the patch notes. This came in late last night or early this morning, so let's dive right into it. So starting off with performance, they've further improved quality settings for better performance when higher visual quality. I think this is solid. I made a video on this yesterday just stating that the higher you try to perform when it comes to FPS, higher quality settings, the game seems to struggle, especially in the Serum Crucible, especially in boss fights. You can definitely see it struggling, so I believe the game's going to run a lot smoother now at the higher quality settings. Optimized rendering of volumetric fog, optimized shadow rendering, reduced resolution transparency rendering tech for GPU heavy overdraw situations. So again, these are all just saying the game's going to run smoother. Significantly reduce unnecessary memory allocations across many game systems, improved handling of asset unloading to reduce performance degradation over time, tracked down and improved several sources of CPU side stuttering when the game is loading assets. We have optimized costs for various often used visual effects and characters. We reduced mutex contention cases that cause performance stutter while steaming content. We have reduced contention cases that cause performance stutter. We optimize icon texture resolutions and memory consumption, optimize rooftop models and textures, and multiple smaller general CPU optimizations for overall better performance. So as mentioned, a lot of these are just a really fancy dev way of saying the game will run smoother. Now let's get into the quality of life. So this is actually huge. They're already, rolling out features that make the game easier, make the game more fun. I shouldn't say easier. The game's getting harder every drop, but the quality of life, making it more user-friendly. So they added the ability to deposit all items from the player's inventory that match the types already in the selected chest. This is huge. Also, they now sort the chest automatically. So if you have a bunch of pants and rings in a single chest at your house, the pants are going to show together as well as the rings, which is huge. I didn't like having it all jumbled around, so I'm really happy about this. Enhanced durability system for tools and armor, ensuring correct values are displayed and used. For settings, increase supported aspect ratios to 32:9. Remaining visual glitches with 32:9 will be addressed in future updates. Now let's jump into loot. So they increased the stack size of cooking and crafting materials to 25, allowing for better management of resources. Food can now be stored in cupboards. That's huge. Before it was just potions, so these cupboards in your house, they'd have a ton of open slots. You only have so many potions. It's nice to add some food there as well. Removed blueprints from Fillmore Shop before Anvil is unlocked. Nice. So you can see a lot of different changes. We have content additions. So they implemented 8 new shields for better class diversity. I guess the one-handed classes weren't getting enough love. There wasn't enough shields in play. Now they got 8 more thrown into the mix. I actually grabbed one yesterday on a Crucible run. Some localization, widespread improvements to translations and localizations. We fixed typos, updated NPC dialogues, and ensured consistency across various languages. Fixed UI translations, including screens for house buying and management equipment and warning messages. Nice. So a lot of times you would hit A, and that would be the done deal. You'd sell your favorite armor. Now they're going to confirm you want to for important things like that. For balance, major balance revisions to provide a smoother experience and prevent high-level item drops too early. And adding stamina costs for pairing with shields, so you can't just you can't just parry away with your shield forever. It's going to now come with a stamina cost. Enemies and bosses. Adjusted prisoner wolf enemy to jump around less, added abilities to shackled brute to dodge after attacking, updated echo knight fight initiation to reposition instead of attacking right away, improved risen spear bandit attacking out of range, increased rotation of the jump follow-up attack for risen great axe bandit, polished Riven Twins taunt, polished Ryzen Axe Bruiser attack animation, and polished parry animations for enemies. So not only are they buffing and nerfing things, they're making the enemies smarter. Gotta watch out for that. For areas, we've got updated Serum Crucible so that leaving the realm will end your run and return you to the atrium. So this is nice. Before this, after you beat the Echo Knight, the final boss, it would keep repeating your Crucible run. So you couldn't sell all the items you got, you couldn't enchant your new items, you had to keep going through until you died. which is silly. It's nice that now it ends. You actually go up a nice little staircase. It feels pretty legendary, like you just beat the game. You get to loot a few, massive chests, and then you exit, and then you're back to Elsa. Improved collision, faders, and textures, and Serum Crucible levels. This is huge. As I was saying, the Serum Crucible seemed to delay and stagger the FPS quite a bit. Appears it'll now be running smoother there. Improved audio cues for NPC interactions, improved collision and faders in Mariner's Keep and the Shallows, as well as Sacrament, as well as the Rooftop. So again, overall, just making the game smoother, gonna run a lot better. For audio, you're just gonna notice the sound effects sound a lot cleaner. The improved audio cues for NPC interactions are gonna be more on point. Improved echo down Slam Knight sound effects, and improved audio for the Rookery, Town Square, Training Grounds, and the Slums. And then there's quite a few bugs that we're going to dive into, a lot of bug fixes, and this is where we'll wrap it up. So fixed enemies being 7 levels slower than they should, fixed bosses, and a couple of bounty variants of enemies spawning when not intended, fixed player being able to accidentally delete their character when hovering around having another character selected, fixed and balanced enchantment effects across the board. This is huge actually. So some of the enchantment effects like healing, multiplied by 20%, or reflect damage, some of them stacked incredibly strong. Like you could be actually invincible if you had enough armor that would deflect damage, if it increased your healing effects by 30%, and you were also gaining heals on damage dealt. There was a lot of combos of enchanted items that were extremely broken. So while I'm gonna miss being invincible and just walking through every part of the game, it definitely was needed. Fixed bosses and a couple of bounty quest variants of enemies spawning when not intended. Fixed health regen and no healing over time enchantment spawning on the same item. Fixed heavy bandit being able to be pushed off the edge of the ship. Fixed enemies during the Orban Glades Derek boss fight not paying attention in some cases. Fixed Serum Crucible end running early if realm save happens right after you finish a level. Fixed durability of tools. Fixed turning in a bounty showing the replacement instead. That was brutal. You'd go to return in a bounty after you completed it, and it would hit replace instead because it was the same button. Fixed the Neath enemies. Fixed shinies pulling a disappearing act visually in the Black Trench. Fixed Squire's attire armor set not available. So a lot of these are very specific. Fixed Finley remaining in a cell after you rescue him. Fixed a spot in the Nameless Pass where you could go out of world. Fixed incorrect texture for the Shipwreck and the Shallows. Remove duplicate models in Sacrament and Nameless Pass. Fixed rain occasionally being heard in the Black Trench. Since you're in the sewer, you shouldn't have heard the rain. And fixed the ragdoll effect on enemies after killed. So this is a huge patch. We are 7 days into the early access release. I have a ton of hours on this game. I'm absolutely loving it. Even in endgame, there's just so much you can do. So I'll certainly be making more content on this game. If you guys enjoy No Rest for the Wicked, if you like getting the updates and the content, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Half their stories, they be made up. I can't believe in cap tragedy.